I want to bring this up. It's not necessarily an Auburn specific topic, and we probably will come back maybe even next week or a couple of following weeks to go into some more detail about this, but it's got huge implications for Auburn and all of college athletics. The NCAA has settled on a major lawsuit. $2.77 billion will be doled out essentially over for the past 10 years, which is about 14,000. We had these numbers, I think, came from the AP. Former and current players that would fall into these last 10 years that will be divvied out to these players across the Power 5 conferences. That's who settled, the NCAA and the Power 5 conferences. Huge implications, I think, which we'll dive into more detail about how this is going to be paid out. How does this affect certain sports? Boy, the college sports world just keeps changing. What was your reaction this week when you saw that?
I mean, I think, what you said just then is that college sports is changing. This is a major milestone in where it's changed for, the future. It certainly looks like this kind of sets up a precedent for revenue sharing, for making student athletes employees. I think we're still, not a long way away from that, but that all still has to be finalized. But it seems like that's the direction we're headed with this kind of legal action. So pretty crazy, pretty something that came about, feels like pretty quickly here in the last few years. So it's a new world of it. My biggest thing with the NCAA and the legal aspect of it and all the paying players and all that is I think that there is a faction of people who are concerned that college athletics is going to go away. And I think as it will. I think it's been changing regularly for years. But I don't think that it has to lose your passion for it or the pageantry of it either. I don't think those are one hand in the other in this situation. So I'd just be careful. I'd caution people to worry about, what this means for college athletics. You can still love your school. And that's part of what this show is about is the Auburn experience is more than just sports. It's culture and family, but just because sports changes doesn't mean you have to lose your love for it. So that got a little more emotional than I thought it would. But I'm just tired of seeing people worried about what it's going to happen. Like it's going to be okay,
Well, that's why I wanted to bring it up this week. But as we discussed, this is probably something we need to go
Correct.
into more detail about, and maybe even next week or just a week or two after that. We'll see how the schedule lines up and dive into it in more detail.